Okay, we're going to take a little while here and work on this passenger's base for the Automoblocks vehicle. It is shelled out, and the geometry is fairly simple except for this star. I mean, if you just need to fast forward to see this star, by all means, go for it. If you need to watch the whole thing, well, do that as well. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to start a new part, just like we have with everything we've ever designed. Create a 2D sketch. And when we look at the dimensions, it's 1.59 by 1.975. So that is where we're going to start. Rectangle, 1.975, tab, and 1.59. That gives us our rectangle. Now we can go ahead and finish this. And when we look at our schematics, it is 0.30 thick, and it has 0.200 fillets or roundovers. So I'm going to extrude this to 0.3 as the plans call for, and then have fillets 0.20 and round these guys on over. Cool, so now we have the basic shape done. At this point, we've got to do a little bit of sketching, create 2D sketch, put it on the face right here, and I'm just going to draw in the shapes to start off with. So we can see we've got a 0.580 diameter circle. So 0.580. We've got a square that's 0.580 square. And we've got a triangle, which I'll get started with in just a little bit. Let's go ahead and start with the circle here. We can see the circle is located 0.050 away from the top and 0.200 away from that edge. So let's go ahead and try to dimension this. Now you'll see that it locates it to the center, which is no big deal because we can use Autodesk Inventor to actually do the math for us. So if we do this, it's 0.050 plus 0.580 divided by 2. 0.580 because that's the diameter of this, 0.050, so that should snap it to the right location right there. We're going to do the same thing right here. Let's see. When we dimension this, we want it 0.200 plus 0.580 divided by 2. And there it goes. Snaps right to it. Now the square will be a little bit easier for us because we don't have to measure things based off the center. So right here it's top to bottom 0.050 and then 0.200 right there. Okay, so that square is now located in the right place. Let's work with this triangle. The triangle is 0.638. It's an equilateral triangle. So what I'm going to do is just open this up a little bit, and you'll see the polygon tool. I'm going to click my polygon tool, and a triangle is a three-sided polygon. So I am going to draw a three-sided polygon right there. Size doesn't matter at this point because I am going to dimension it to 0.638. 0.638. Now the next thing that I'm going to do is make sure that this is perpendicular to that. So we have the constraint tools up here. I'm going to click on perpendicular, click on that line, click on that line, and now it's constrained to be at a 90-degree angle there. We're going to locate this from the tip, 0.200. So the tip to that line is 0.200, and then from that point to the edge is 0.050. There we go. Now the triangle is in the right place. Now let's deal with this star. The geometry is a little bit difficult. We're going to first start out with a circle, and the circle is 0.605 in diameter. And let me just locate that a little bit better in here. There we go. Circle is 0.605 in diameter. It's located 0.200, so we're going to do the same thing. 0.200 plus 0.605 divided by 2, and that locates it right there. And then the same thing, 0.050. 0.050 plus 0.605 divided by 2. There we go. Now that circle's in there. I'm going to delete some of these dimensions just so you can see a little bit better as I'm doing this. We have a polygon that's going to go in there, an inscribed polygon. And you can see the dotted lines. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right there. So I'm going to click on my polygon tool, and right here, circumscribed or inscribed. I want inscribed. I want 5. Put in there, and ta-da! See how it clicks in there? That is my inscribed polygon. Now you're not quite done yet, because we have to draw another circle inside of this. So I'm going to click on my circle tool and just expand this until, let's see, I paused the video just for a second to bring up this other plan. Our secondary circle is 0.412. So 0.412 interior diameter right there. Okay, at this point I'm going to minimize this and make this bigger so you can see a little bit better, because it's as good as we're going to get. Okay, at this point I need to install some actual points here. So I'm going to click on point, and I'm going to go right in the middle of this. And you can see how my piece coincident constraints to the middle of this line to the middle of the circle. So I installed a point. Go to the middle there, and it coincident constraints to the middle, right there. Same thing here, it coincident constraints to the middle of that. Coincident constraint, and there it pops on right there. So you can see what I have are lines in the middle of these pieces. Now I need to draw a line from this intersection to that, this intersection to that. Now do the same thing on every intersection here. Now what I'm left with is a really cool looking star shape, but it's way too much for what we actually need. So I've got to do quite a bit of trimming. Trim the outside circle because we don't need that any longer. Going to trim, let's see, the inside circle because we don't need that any longer. Now I'm going to trim, excuse the pop-up, trim the old polygon because we don't need that any longer. There we go. And what we're left with is our star. I'm going to zoom out and finish the sketch. Now it's time to extrude. And it's 0.3, and I'm going to hold down the Shift key, select these 4 objects while holding down the Shift key, and I am going to put cut, which will take them into negative space right there. So there we have this done, but the back isn't shelled out yet. And you might be saying, wait, what, the shell? I know, that was lame. Okay, so we flip over to the back side, click shell, and it is 0.01. Click the back side, and we instantly have a shelled out feature. So that is all that it takes right there. Okay, so this is kind of a long video. It's fairly complicated. So make sure that you stop this video, rewind, and replay as many times as you need in order to get the job done.